Scorpio collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs and cross watchers. Welcome to your 8-card draw. What do I need shadow read for this full moon in Taurus to new moon in Sagittarius, November 2022? I'm your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. They're my initials. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, 24.5 years at the cross quarter of Samhain in November. Very, very happy to have made it this far. I am the author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. It's a book that I wrote, saved my life writing it, and has a lot of what I learned along the way, even before that 24 years in service. There's a link in the description box if you want to preview it on Kindle. You might find it of interest. Chakras and Graces and Shadows, oh my. I'm also a creator on Patreon, which is really huge for me. It'll be a year, the 18th of November, that I've been on Patreon, growing my community over there. Lovely subscription platform. I love my patrons. We're doing a lot of cool stuff over there. I live stream there every morning with an unlisted YouTube link so they can chat with me, talking about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, ending with a little prayer, a little blessing, a little something, sending us on the way. I do it from the laptop, on the couch, in my bathrobe with a cup of coffee. It's amazing. I love it so much. They also get all the extended readings. All of my subscribers get the daily check-ins, as well as all of the extended readings, past, present, and future, as well as all the Zoom events that we record. So even if they can't show up for the class, the workshop, the tarot party, whatever it is that we do, the hangout, they can watch it back later. I love it so much. If you're a creative type, check it out for yourself for sure. But if you're looking for a deeper experience, as Scorpios usually are, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Mal, I've been doing this for a very long time in this life, then come Patreon on Patreon, because I am the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons. But really, just call me Mal. Hey, all my dear friends do, except for some who insist on calling me Mark, and that's okay too. If you are new to the channel, let's get this out of the way. An 8-card draw is just one card from 8 different decks, getting you clues, tips, and hints about a specific astrological timeline, in this case a waning from full to new in November 2022, so that you can let go, release, clear the path, whatever you want, so that you can plant a new seed, particularly a Sagittarius new moon. But let's talk about that in a larger picture, starting with the full moon in Taurus on Tuesday, November 8th, Election Day in the United States, and a total lunar eclipse. Great. 6:02 a.m. man. I'll get up at 7 and I'll be doing my magic before that for sure. Z's. Yeah, that's why I do the 5-card draw, the waxing, the spell kit readings. If you want to check those out, those are a lot of fun. They're my favorites. They're only 5 cards. But then we are looking at, right, when the moon rides at her peak, then ye hearts desire seek, nail the dismount on the full moon, and then release, let go, clear the space, alchemize, do the alchemy from lead to gold. Lead has 3 more atoms than gold, so you're waning away 3 atoms to go from shadow to light, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, and to shift your vibration, your world, and really the planet itself to a more golden, healthy timeline than the leaded toxic that's been going on for a very long time. Yeah. Spiritual awakening, whatever you want to call it, planetary evolution, whatever. Cross watches or otherwise, you apply the information in these readings for yourself. They are holographic. They will help the person you are cross-watching for, as well as the entire Scorpio collective. Just saying, that's what the guidance seems to be, and I'm going with it. So, both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I will do my best to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace so you can do the shadow work. There's a wonderful video in the description box, not by me, The Shadow Effect, featuring Debbie Ford. No longer with us, unfortunately, but a true gift to the world. Sort of like The Secret. It's a documentary, but it's about shadow work, and it's a really good intro. That being said, it's a general read. Check your other signs, because you might have 4 different areas you're releasing in, but they're all interconnected. Shift one a little bit, they all tend to move along. Otherwise, enough explanation. Let's get down to divination. That's what you're here for, but you gotta explain it to the new people. Please take a nice deep breath. Right, that's only kind. Still point. I got that lovely ocean sounds playing in the background. Yeah, here we go. Using the Caroline Mace archetype deck, I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Suns, and Cross Watchers watching this video and receiving this reading. What is the dominant 8th chakra archetype hovering over their heads for a reason, a season, or a lifetime? Themselves dealing with the archetype or dealing with the archetype through somebody else but still doing their own alchemy. This full to new November 2022. Oh, I forgot to mention, there's a lot going on in the astrological timeline. After that lunar eclipse, the next day there's a T-square. It's a long story, but they're never fun. And then Jupiter goes direct in Pisces on November the 23rd, the same day as the moon goes new in Sagittarius, Wednesday, November 23rd, 5:57 p.m. Eastern Time. I am in New York. So that's like incredibly powerful. So just saying, whatever this is, and this is in the title, oddly enough, you know what it is before I do. Really, this could be big, because Sagittarius energy is intense. And do you just have the Shapeshifter archetype? Figures. Oh, Sam Merlot, we thought we knew you. The Shapeshifter is a wild card family archetype. There are 9 different families. This is the freaks that don't fit in anywhere else. Essentially, the shadow attribute written on the card and the light attribute indicate the shadow work being done for you. You can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Can come and go in a half hour or less, seriously. Or you're dealing with somebody with it, like I said, but the shadow in the collective, if you heal this for yourself, you're healing this for everyone who's dealing with the archetype, the shadow attribute, projecting any image that serves your personal agenda in the moment. It's duplicity, it's fronting, it's shapeshifting. Political shapeshifting is happening left, right, and center of the aisle, however you want to take that. And I just don't mean governmental politics. I mean family politics. I mean social politics, right? Polis meaning city. Oh, thank you, Terry Pratchett. Light attribute, what you're shooting for, the gold here. Skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, and pronunciation, ability to see the potential in everything. So I have a nice touch of this, but it tends to come for a reason and go. I mean, it's not like I'm circulating in too many social circles. I'm working from home and have been since pre-pandemic. I was kind of set up to do this way, but I am slowly getting out there, right? But certainly you got to know how to read a room. Right? Like I'm going to be doing meditation breathwork classes in a CBD boutique around the corner. It's really cool. I'm not going to say their name. Whatever. You can follow me on social media. You see that. You'll see that gig posted, right? And it's, you got to read the room, right? It's, you have to be able to meet people where they're at. And so though I only have Neptune in Scorpio, and this is a Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, I can relate to that in that Scorpio sense of really being able to feel where people are intuitively, read the room, and to therefore be compassionate, right? And see the potential in everything, including the conversation, a connection, a relationship, what have you. I like it. Now, you see, the thing is, the 8th chakra dynamic shifts all of the other chakras in terms of what they attract and repel, the electromagnetic fields. All your chakras firing at once, right? So that you no longer delay what cannot be prevented in terms of your own personal shadow work, your own personal healing, but of course, the effect that has on the collective. Please take a nice deep breath. Let's look at the next 4 chakras down. Daughters of the Moon Tarot, the feminine, the yin, the internal energy. Breathe. Still point. Chthonic goddesses galore, as I call upon my goddesses of water, the sign of Scorpio, powers of the West, please, beloved ones of fixed water. Deep intuition, deep, 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 mystical, hidden, occulty kind of sign. Please, what is it they need to be aware of inside, yin side, heart, throat, third eye, crown dynamic, at least the throat chakra, because that is willpower. That is the choice to delay or not delay that which cannot be prevented, and they keep coming back to the planet over and over and over again. That's their free will. We have the free will to choose between the options, not what the options are. So please clarify it for them. What do they need to be aware of inside to alchemize that shapeshifter from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace in the 8th chakra? This full to new November 2022. Temperance, major arcana. In this type of reading, if it's major arcana, it's all 4 chakras at the same time. It doesn't have a dominant spot unless intuitively that shows up, as the reading goes along. Now here's the thing. Temperance, it's peaceful, it's balancing. It's also a process of transformation. I mean, tempering steel, I say it every time. It takes heat, it takes time, and it takes pressure, and you can watch lots of YouTube videos about tempering metal and tempering steel and what it goes through to become unbreakable. Yeah. So look, there's a huge healing, but it's going to take time. It's going to take patience, and particularly for shadow work, here we see a woman essentially juggling the element of fire and the element of water. You got to find the balance, because the water could put out the fire, or the fire could evaporate the water. How do you bring that, your element of fire, what you yearn for, what you burn for, what your heart's desire, your life mission, blah, 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 along with the emotional content of the heart? Tricky, right? But to see the potential in everything, right, to move to that place, right? Whether the potential manifests or not, it might take a little while to come into this kind of alignment, but certainly I would think shadow work would be involved in the tempering process. It burns, it burns. Blessed be Coco Peru. All right, lower 3 chakras. We're going to look at the masculine energy with the Mythic Tarot, using Greek mythology. Really, it's my first language, it feels like. We're going to look from the outside in, looking at you and or crosswatch, or from the inside, you looking out at a person, place, or thing. Root chakra, relationships in the world are tribal. 3 or more you're involved in, it's a tribe. From your circle of friends to your ancestral, this or that, right? Human, you're part of the human tribe, soul tribe, blah, blah, blah. 2nd chakra, relationship one-on-one, like an umbilical cord to another person or thing, like a substance, money, sex, addictions, all of that is 2nd chakra dynamic, but also creativity and sexuality, and let's face it, it's a Scorpio kind of chakra. And solar plexus, your relationship to yourself and the world, your self-image, your self-esteem as a verb. Play with that. Self-esteem is a verb instead of a noun. Right? Your boundaries, what you will, what you won't, what you do, what you don't. Particularly with a shapeshifter, like if your solar plexus will tell you if you're fronting in an unhealthy way. There's a difference between putting your best foot forward, keeping an open mind, seeing the potential, and pretending to be something that you're not just to get over. Please take a nice deep breath. Authenticity or nothing, dude. Still point. Yeah, the depth on this is pretty deep. All right. As I call upon my gods of water, the sign of Scorpio, powers of the West, please lower 3 chakras, inside out, outside in, for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading. Got my eyes closed, leave the card in my hand. What do they need to be aware of? Lower 3 chakra dynamic to alchemize. I don't need to check that because they got the Shapeshifter in the 8th. To alchemize that from lead to gold with the Temperance, which is definitely that 3rd chakra. It is the choice to do it or be dragged along, right? So what do you got for them to alchemize this new to full to new November 2022? Did you just get the Devil? Another card popped out. I'm not even going to look at it because that's the card. You got the Devil card, man. You got the Underworld card, the Shadow Work card, and though it's not the same tarot card from 2 different decks, let's call this a Major Arcana double whammy, and it's been happening a lot in this series. In other words, only 2 tarot decks, so you're getting 2 Major Arcana cards. Again, all 3 chakras, all 4 chakras. We are looking at somebody possibly dealing with toxic situations, fears, in chains. The Devil card, this is Pan, however, who is neutral. Chaotic neutral, perhaps, but certainly not evil. But how many people are afraid of nature? I love him. Hoarding goat god that he is. And I mean, I get it. Our attachments to the physical world. Root chakra. Try not to be attached to, I don't know, money, which is the second chakra, right? The fears that bind us, the chains that bind, and this is a shadow read, but if you got this going on, you've got the alchemical furnace lined up anyway to do this. But you got to see the potential in it. There is gold hidden in the lead if you burn off or away. You can't burn off an atom. You burn it away. You release it. You wane it, I guess is a good way to say it. You can John Wayne it, Pilgrim. Thanksgiving coming up. But it's going to take time. And if these chains are you from the outside looking in, that certainly makes sense with the temperance thing. Or this could be somebody in your life or a situation or a stage in your life where you are confronting this. The major arcana are archetypal places. I don't mean literally like McDonald's. I mean like this place. I was in this place in my life when you're talking archetypes and you don't even realize that you're talking in archetypes. We say stuff like that all the time. We're fluent in it. We're just not aware of it. So yeah, there are ties that bind here. There's fear, codependence, addiction, could be anything. It's a general read. You want to book me for a private reading? We'll talk about it at the end. Why? Because we're moving on to card number 4, the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck, and incredibly helpful for me. I don't know what the percentage is, but I know a lot of my private clients, as a result of the work that they've done and I've done with them, spiritual counseling and reading clients, divinatory clients, have gotten the deck. It's that powerful. So to help you do the shadow work, something to help you focus on, please take a nice deep breath. Still point. I call to the Ascended Masters of the General Assembly, because the thing about Major Arcana cards, they're such archetypal places that could be about anything, particularly with the Shapeshifter, a wild card family archetype. So please, beloved ones, you have all of our best interests at heart. What is the perfect healing mantra to help the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Signs, and Cross Watchers watching this video and receiving this reading? Perfect mantra to help them bring this all into alignment, to do the shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, of the Shapeshifter in the 8th, temperance on the inner, devil on the outer, this full to new, right? Full to new, November 2022. Soothing impatience, there's nothing to do but wait. Temperance is known as a patience card. Come on. But it's soothing impatience. And it works. This one works for me. And I'm a Virgo. And, you know, timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly, jumping timelines several times a day, it feels like, you know, it's definitely something that particularly, oh my god, I'm flashing back to the 80s, Ramtha, Time is the Great Enslaver, wow, Jay-Z Knight flashback, back to the 80s with us. So yeah, sure, there's a lot of fear in the world in general. If you're an empath, on top of that, yeah, you might be picking up on that. You might be dealing with a situation that's codependent, toxic, abusive, neglectful, just fearful in general. So to soothe your impatience on this is something that it feels like the only way out is through. But that's like with everything. The only way out is through. So I'm going to read you. I'm going to read you Soothing Impatience, because this one has helped me with computer stuff, all sorts of delays. And, you know, sometimes you're rocking back and forth saying, there's nothing to do but wait, there's nothing to do but wait. But mantras work like that, bit by bit by bit. Please take a nice deep breath. I'm glad you did. Soothing impatience. There's nothing to do but wait. But wait, there's more. When impatience is soothed, each perceivable barrier becomes an opportunity to be more aligned with your soul by slowing down. The ego rushes, right? The ego speaks first and loudest, right? The soul, it's just like, when it's my time, Right, it is the eternal part of us, the eternal soul. In the soothing of impatience, you no longer see moments of pause or delay as conspiring against you. And sweethearts, I'm a Virgo. That's my go-to. So it's taking me a while to undo that, but it's a human thing, not a divine thing. Patterning, conditioning. Instead, you realize that they are giving you time for inner reflection, where life's deepest meanings can be uncovered even in the most ordinary of circumstances, like when the fax machine ain't working. Yeah, I still have a fax machine. Can you imagine? Don't use it that often. This mantra is ideal for becoming more grounded, easing frustrations, and releasing blame. Oh boy. So here's the thing. The ego instantly blames. The soul is like, dude, it's part of the divine plan, just chill. You've done nothing wrong. It's a quantum game you're in. We're an eternal soul. And the personality has to choose. Right? Turn the other cheek, you do you. I'm being a witch that can pull something of all the things that pop out of my mouth from the New Testament. That seems to be a dominant one. Hey, you got a plank in your eye. Big plank eye. Okay. Soothing impatience. So we got a shapeshifter. Soothing impatience with temperance. Dealing with the devil. Ruled by Scorpio. One would think. Pluto, at least, right? In the underworld. Let's ask your higher selves and the higher selves of all involved. Honestly, other people may or may not be involved in this, so this is the higher selves of all involved, but that's a general read for you. Please take a nice deep breath. Whispers of Love Oracle by Angelo Hartfield. We're using her Whispers of Lord Ganesha, Remover of Obstacles, to help you with the alchemy, them 3 atoms that are standing in the way. Please take a nice deep breath. I don't know how I did these without, like, ocean waves in the background before. Still point. As I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, what is the whisper of love, the piece of information, inspiration, insight needed for the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers watching this video and receiving this reading to help them alchemize the shapeshifter in the 8th, with temperance on the inner, dealing with the devil on the outer, soothing impatience because there's nothing to do but wait. This full to new November 2022. You got the Don Henley card. It's time to get down to the heart of the matter. There's more going on than meets the eye. Recognize what this is all about. Scorpio, right up your alley. Yeah. The chains that bind, the chains of illusion. Break chains of illusion and set all things to right. Reveal what has been hidden and bring the truth to light. There's more going on here. And that's why the soothing of impatience. I would really hold back on any major life-changing decisions, particularly with temperance on the inner. Throat chakra stuff, do the shadow work. Little by little, bit by bit. If you think of a golden nugget, but it's got a thin veneer of lead on the outside, if you don't burn it off, you don't find the gold nugget. Intuition can be very like that. Golden nugget of intuition from the soul, but the ego's got this layer of lead around judgment, right? And shadow work is about that. It's about letting that have a voice, but not letting that drive the show. Because that's not who we are. The lead, the toxic, the ego. Well, the ego's the most dormant aspect of the spiritual evolution. But, you know, you need an egg to have a caterpillar, to have a cocoon, to have a butterfly. Every stage is necessary. So the transformation that's available here, literally, by doing shadow work. What's scaring you in the outside world? What's holding you back? Because you cannot have a thought of fear without lack, or a thought of lack without fear. That's just Course in Miracles 101, and that's just yet another means of doing what many call shadow work. I don't know that they would call it, the ACIM community would call it that, but there's more going on here that meets the eye, and if any sign gets to the heart of the matter faster than anybody else without fixed water, it's Scorpio. All right. Let's move along, because if you're going to do the shadow work like a hero on a journey, why not know who the spirit animals and totems are and what their message is? Divine Animals Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. Kick-ass deck. Beautiful art, but the book has got so much information on it, but it's in itty bitty teeny tiny little micro font, so we're gonna need the microscope for that. It looks like it should be a microscope with a magnifying glass. Let's get all Sherlock Holmes, Agatha Christie, MC Beaton, Hamish Macbeth. Just please take a nice deep breath. This feels actually pretty good though, oddly enough. Maybe I'm seeing the potential in it for you. Still point. As I call upon the spirit animals and totems for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video and receiving this reading, please, beloved ones of the animal kingdom, which humanity is a part of. Helping us get through this, moving this whole planet from shadow to light, pain to peace, toxic to healthy. I think nature is going to benefit as that, as with the animals. So please, who walks with them, who swims with them, who flies with them, who crawls with them, giving them the support, the protection, the love, the power, the guidance, the grace, the wisdom needed to alchemize. Shapeshifter in the 8th, Temperance on the inner, Devil on the outer, soothing impatience, and getting to the heart of the matter of this. Full to new November 2022. Armadillo. You got Armadillo. I know, it's so Ben 10. I started a company in the 90s. What do you want, folks? This is groundedness. Groundedness. So, you know, and I mean, look, go back to the medicine cards, Jamie Sam's, my first totem-oriented divinatory system, and that was about boundaries, right? Because it can just wrap itself up in its own shield and roll on if it wants. If it doesn't ban, roll on. Card number 7. I'm just going to read you the first part and the last part. The verbal description and the magic, but it goes into the behavior of the animal and the endangered level of the species and all that. I highly recommend the book. It's been very, very helpful, except I'm having trouble getting to the Dillo of the Arma. Where are you? Am I reading that right? Yeah, no, I'm in the right area. This book does this, though. They're taunting me. There we go. Armadillo. Please take a nice deep breath. Nothing to do but wait. Card number 7, Armadillo. Groundedness. Without grounding ourselves, we can become disconnected and flighty. So it is an important aspect to develop. Go to the basics first. Plug into the power of the earth. Ground and center. GNC, which is, I know, also corporation. Ground and center, center witch, into the power of the earth. Avoid drama and situations. Scorpios can usually pull back from that pretty easily. Sometimes we need to look at the flowers at our feet before looking to the stars. Humility is a positive trait. False humility is not. Oh, let's talk about humility. I'll get to the magic part in a second, magical applications. But here's the thing. Humility is just knowing that you don't know, and that is wiser than not. Right? So in terms of levels of consciousness, much easier for a water sign in particular to tune into what they are feeling intuitively, heart, third eye, crown, as well as lower 3 chakras, right? Inside as well as outside, when they know they don't know. And that doesn't have to induce panic. You can't know if you don't know, if you're not supposed to know yet. That was a lot. But certainly to stay grounded in the moment and say, no, what is the truth of this moment? Right now, I know that I don't know, but I'm willing to be shown. See, that's where the detective comes in. The detective that thinks that they're going in knowing all of that, they're not seeing the potential of what they might be missing, right? And particularly if they have a personal agenda, right? You know, take a bribes on the side. I know I do way too much murder mystery novels, but I'm a mystic. It's comforting. My whole life is like one, except the clues and the stakes are wicked different. False humility is not a good idea. Oh no, the gods don't like that. That's faking humility when you're just hubristic as you can get. Look up that word, hubristic. Sounds like some guy's name. The magic, Armadillo, hubristic. Armadillo magic is profoundly earth-based and grounded. It is ancient and profound, just like Scorpio, and can be used when you are feeling off-kilter and unsure. If you aren't clear on what to do next or have had a trauma or a shock, which Temperance might indicate that kind of a healing period that it takes to balance all of that, use Armadillo magic to bring you stability and power. Roll out! What is it, like a Ben 10 Autobots robot reference I just made? What do? You think I do this work and then I watch news all day long? Please. Yeah, I need to let that inner child breathe. So this is really interesting. The grounding, staying in the present moment, right? Soothing impatience, because this is something scary or something binding, and not in the fun way for those Scorpios out there. Chips, dips, chains, whips. I'm kidding. Let's move on. Let's talk to Lord Ganesh, the Whispers of Love of Lord Ganesha. She puts the A on the end, which is cool. That's valid. Certainly, Angelo Hartfield, to remove some of the obstacles here for you, because essentially that's what shadow work is. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call to the beloved Lord Ganesh, please. Elephant-headed Hindu god of success and prosperity. Compassionate, strong, and known as the remover of obstacles. Please, beloved one, finding clarity for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Suns, and Cross Watchers watching this video and receiving this reading. I can feel this like in my heart. I don't know if it's sympathy or empathy for the Scorpio, but it's in there. Please. Oh, no, get back in there. Yeah, one card fit up, but no, one card in clarity. If you want that one, send it around, please, for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. What is your guidance, your grace, your love, your wisdom, your power, your oracular message to help them alchemize Shapeshifter in the 8th with Temperance on the inner, Devil on the outer, soothing impatience, getting to the heart of the matter, and grounding this full to new November 2022. Joy! Happy joy, happy joy. Hanging out with a mouse or a rat, hovering, he's carrying stuff for him. He looks like, oh, and those are the flowers. I remember this one. Card number 47. This is lovely. So good. I mean, you're in the emotional range of where, see, Scorpios can do joy deeper to the point, well, that's why they don't show it, because it usually, tears of joy, you know, if you're wearing eyeliner, it's just not the game. I understand. Believe me, I understand. My compassion reaches out to those of the mascara. Breathe. I love Ganesh. Card number 47, Joy. Joy is a state of the heart and soul. Ask Eckhart Tolle, Power of Now. He says that is the core of who we are, is joy. Our natural state. Joy happens when the heart and the soul unite. Boom. This union is to achieve expansion for a greater good related to your divine path. In other words, it doesn't have to be a hard slog through the underworld across salted, broken glass and barbed wire 24/7, 365. It's just shadow work. Hang in there. It'll pass, right? Nothing to do but wait. Joy can create in you a sense of contentment, acceptance, and serenity. Even when your life is in flux, you feel a deep knowing that whatever might happen will be for the highest good of all involved. And of course, when you're feeling depressed, you can't even touch that. But to move into a place of soul-centered joy that's not based on anything necessarily going on the outside, that's the Temperance on the inner. It's an option. You're a fixed water sign. You're Scorpio. This is very viable. When you have this knowledge in you, it brings spiritual determination, even through difficult circumstances, such as those you may be currently undergoing. I would think with the Devil on the outer, yeah. You will ultimately find your happiness. Through this card, Ganesha acknowledges your stress and exhaustion as you work to adapt to new patterns of behavior and release release your old stories. You may not be happy right now. Devil on the outer, probably not. But you can experience joy in knowing that striving through a difficult situation is important. It's very Scorpio. You are urged to realize that you came into this lifetime to undergo certain experiences and to learn very specific life lessons. Be honest with yourself. Allow yourself your feelings and emotions. Remember that if your heart is feeling wounded and its healing is taking place, I don't know, like temperance on the inner maybe, you are likely grappling with deep feelings and sentiments that may have even been repressed for you for lifetimes. This is what I mean by the quantum aspect of this stuff. All time is now. I know, don't make me do math. Share your thoughts, feelings, and emotions and anxieties with those who can support you at this time. Joy will be the final outcome. Your energy and your inner light are shifting to reveal your life's grand plan. And here it talks about the flower garlands. In this card, Ganesha holds garlands made of Iruku flowers. I'm going to spell it because I don't know about the pronunciation, how I did. E-R-U-K-K-U. E-R-U-K-K-U. Iruku. You do your best. Flowers, which have the ability to eliminate negative energy from the body and mind of a person. In your mind's eye, make an offering of garlands made of Iruku flowers to Ganesha. In exchange, Ganesha blesses you with good health and freedom from ailments. Even mental, emotional ailments that come and go like weather and bloat. Thank you, Carrie Fisher. Let's really put that in there, that the groundedness, soothing your impatience, understanding this is a soul gig, the ego's going to hate it, but I'm the personality that chooses how I want to see that, and only you can make that choice work. Last card down. Like I said, there's gold hidden in this lead, which means there's a hidden blessing. You never see it until later, right? Maybe location, 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 right? Down years later, this is giving you a clue, a tip, a hint. The Blessed Bee by Lucy Cavendish. It's a Celtic deck, but I consecrated it to the pantheons of all pantheons. Well, a delegation. They don't all show up. They're busy. All traditions, lineages, and cultures. And how I remember traditions, lineages, and cultures, because it's TLC. Tender, loving care. Please take a nice deep breath. Our last card down. Still point. Just feel the depth of that ocean wave. Big time. Really well, moon's in Pisces today, and I'm a Pisces moon. That makes sense. As I call upon the delegation of the pantheons, from all pantheons, of all pantheons, all traditions, lineages, and cultures, please, beloved ones, one card in clarity for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading. What is the hidden blessing? The gold within the lead, should they just do their best to cross the T's and dot the I's. Highly individualized curriculum for each and every one of us, particularly in a general read. So what is your guidance, your grace, your love, your wisdom, your power, your message, your light at the end of this shadow work tunnel for the Scorpios and their cross watchers, this full to new? That feels good. November 2022. Psychometry for fun and profit. A blessing of the earth with groundedness. I think it's card number 1. It certainly is. It is the first card. And, you know, she's just the wind in the willows. I don't know if it's a willow tree, but she's digging it, man. She's just like, I am a tree. I'm a tree. I almost lapsed into chorus line. God forbid. Oh, I feel the wind. Musical theater PTSD. Card number 1. Now, here's the tea. I do these blessings for real. It's all fun and games until we get to the blessing. We do it for real, and it ends with the words, blessed be. So that's essentially when the reading is over. But then I have to release the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers, the energy of y'all in my empathic field, and I usually do it by letting the goofy loose. So it's just for me, but if you want to hang out, it's fun to see what comes out of my mouth. Usually, let's do this for real, all joking aside. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Pantheons of the divine, please transmit. And here we go. A blessing of the earth. A blessing for connection with the land, for strong bodies and bones, for blood that flows bright red with energy, for grain to harvest and good food upon your table. May you be blessed by the element of earth. May your body possess vigor and vitality, and may you feel the natural world alive within your own skin and bones. That's cool. May your home grow up out of the earth and be solid upon it, and may the land upon which it rests offer its energy of solidity, strength, and endurance to you for many years to come. Very armadillo. May the food upon your table overflow with Nwifard, N-W-Y-F-R-E, good luck with that one, the vital force of all things that truly have life force, and may you share this food with those who bring you great joy in being alive in this form, this lifetime, not your first time on planet Earth. May your eyes shine and see your legs walk straight upon the earth and your feet go softly upon the path you tread. May all the beauty and wildness and strength of nature find expression through your life and your connection to the earth. And may the great mother of us all, the land from whom you were born, into whose womb you will return, offer you nourishment and strength all the days of this life. May the ancestors within the earth send forth their wisdom to you, guide you, comfort you, and encircle you with soul family in times of trouble. When times are good, remember them, for they have been with you always. May bounty and prosperity be yours, and abundance and overflowing of the gifts of the earth to you, the child of the earth, who is so loved. May you feel the love of the earth. May you feel its protection, its nourishment, its comfort, and finally, when you rest again within her arms, may she rebirth you gently into the next lifetime, ready to enjoy her pleasures more deeply. For the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So it be. So it is. Subtle, you shapeshifters. Yeah. I mean, joy. Look, it's about seeing the potential in this big time. It made sense. It's a mystical read, though. I mean, come on, double whammy. Major Arcana, Temperance on the inner, Devil on the outside. But remember, God Pan's an earth god, so maybe that blessing of the earth is as a result of that alchemy, one would think. Did you like the reading? Then hit the thumbs up, like it. Just hope the other Scorpios and Crosswatchers find it. That's how it works, apparently. Please don't make me do math. You want more of me here on YouTube, I'm not stopping. The gods have told me not to, so I'm not going to. It's like, you know, the higher ups, you gotta do what literally the human resources are doing. And if you want to book me for a private reading, easy enough. There's a link in the description box. Booking a reading with Mel explains everything you ever wanted to freaking know about booking a reading with Mel, but perhaps we're afraid to ask. You know, Scorpios, you'll find a way. But if you want the deeper dive, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more moi, come Patreon on Patreon. I swear to God, I'm having a field day over there. My patrons are. They certainly are. I love them. I would love for us to find like a hotel in the middle of nowhere, central location, and all hang out. I'm really loving these people, and if you want to at least check it out, there's a link in the description box along with my book, Words of Grace. About, you know, you do you. And thank you. Thank you for coming, showing up, wishing you the very best. I love my Scorpios. I've always had Scorpios in my life. So seriously, wishing all the very, very best and the very, very blessed of this shadow work. Reach out, get help as needed, and just remember, I love you, no matter what, unconditionally. Good luck, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.